Hey guys, what's up? Luke here. Welcome back to the channel. And today is going to be more of a conversation style update video, similar to my live streams for a number of reasons. But either way, I just want to get a video out to you guys. Um, Going back to my last update, if you've watched my live stream, you might have had a little bit of this information. But going back to my last video on the SRT4, um, basically we were chasing down, finally tuning the last couple pounds of boost in with the car and running into some issues. Well, we've got those issues sorted out, and of course, until the next issue popped up. But basically, what the last thing that I ended up doing was, we ran out of fuel, had 21 pounds of boost. We got the fuel injectors, the FIC Clinic fuel injector 1200s in there, and then we were starting to tune over again. So anyway, I got that going good, and then I started getting some intermittent sputtering, which I'm still kind of on the very edge of hopefully maybe figuring out. A lot of people, this is it's different than fuel cut too, because I do have fuel cut whenever the tank gets below a quarter tank. I can't really drive it wide open throttle because it just moves the fuel out of the way of the pump pickup, and then the car just completely falls on its face. I mean, but it's bad. It's like you hit your head on the steering wheel. It jerks you so bad. This is just more just like a hesitation. So it definitely sounds like and feels like ignition. I can play a short video for you here. So see how that's basically like just a little bit of hesitation, so it doesn't slam the entire car forward and stop and make a big hesitation pop, or a stall almost. It's just that little bit of hesitation. So it seemed to do it when it was hotter outside or the car had gotten hot or warmed up. So usually I can go out to my road down here around the corner, which is probably about a mile away, get like 2 or 3 good pulls in, and then I can try to drive it out on the highway and just try to drive around, and then it'll do it from then on out. Um, just yesterday, I took a buddy out for a drive. I drove over to his house, which is a little bit longer, about 5 minutes away, 8 minutes away, and I had it warmed up before I left, and by the time we got out there, it was doing it. So it definitely seemed it was hotter in the daytime, so it definitely seems to be a heat issue. It's just weird because it won't do it in second gear, but it only does it in third gear, when you're really, really trying to get on it. But I can just maybe assume that's a load thing. I don't know. Anyway, drove it around all last night, and I mean, I was driving the crap out of it for like 20 minutes, almost 25 minutes, trying to get it to do it so I could log it again for my tuner, and it would not do it. Finally, after like 30 minutes of driving this thing up and down the highway, I got one log, and I got to do it just a little bit, and that was that video that you just saw. So, and it was cooler at nighttime. So it just leads me to believe that it's got to be something to do with heat. So anyway, I've ordered a turbo blanket for the turbine side, and also a heat shield for the actual coil pack. So hopefully those two things in combination or one or the other will fix this problem. Somebody else said it might be my gap, because I've got them gapped at 28, 028, and a lot of people say that's where you should be, and then there's some people say, oh, well, I needed to go down to 26 whenever I got high in boost, and that makes sense a little bit too, because I'm not running as high a boost in second gear than I am in third gear. Second gear is basically a wastegate, I think, so it's probably hitting, I don't know, 15 pounds, and then of course 26 might spike 27, 28 maybe for a second. So maybe when it's getting to that range, it is getting spark cuts. So I did lower the gap to 26 just to see if it would do anything, and it hasn't done it since. But of course, I've only driven it, probably twice today. So the jury's still out on that one, but that is the last thing that I'm waiting for. Basically, we are at the end of this. I'm going to call it stage one for my car. I really wanted to get a fun street tune and not get something too crazy and, damage the bottom end of the motor. I wanted to have fun with it for a while before I take it to the next level and start building the actual engine itself, which will happen one day. But once we got that final boost, you know, that basically it's set at 26 pounds, but I know it can fluctuate a little bit. I started breaking traction in third gear. So it's something I really did. Of course you want to do, right? But then you don't want to do because, I mean, third gear is all you got. And, you know, to where you can actually start having some fun. And so anyway, I got to step it up in the traction department. So I have ordered some new wheels and tires, and hopefully I will have those by the next video. So I'll be able to show that off. Um, I did find a friend locally that we did some bartering on, and he's going to get my old BBS ACR BBS wheels powder coated in black with the tires and everything. So it worked out because I needed some work done, and I didn't really want to ship the tires and wheels and negotiate and blah, blah, blah. So I think it worked out for both of us. You know, he's got another SRT4 and he's got a black SRT4. And I mean, he's just got some crappy painted stock wheels. So these are going to look really nice on his car. So that's going to be cool. Anyway, if you got any questions about the car, or maybe even got some suggestions on what I can do, leave a comment below, and give you a quick update on the Stinger as well, because you know, you just can't go without some toys on that. So I've debadged the back, and I've got the Stinger logo across the holes because I didn't know there was actually holes in the badge. But anyway, I'm not really going to do the front one. I just like the back end of the car to be nice and clean. I don't need 3 logos everywhere telling me what it is. So I'll show you a picture of the back end, though, how it looks now. It's nice and clean. The front logo, the only thing I might have in mind for the front logo, everybody replaces them with the K or the E and all that stuff, but I don't really plan on doing any of that. The only thing I might do is if they come out, Kia's coming out with a newer logo that's just kind of like a little bit more smoother, futuristic looking. It still says Kia, but I maybe just might replace it with that just so it just looks cleaner and it's not so just their bold brick-like font. So that might be the only thing I do to the front. I did find a good deal on some cold air intakes and the JB4 tuner. So supposedly with, I think, regapping the plugs, intakes, and one of the second JB4, I haven't done a whole lot of researches, but one of the second JB4 maps, it's almost like 100 wheel horsepower and something stupid like 150 wheel torque or something. I don't know, because the first stage is 70 wheel horsepower, and that's doing nothing, just throwing the tuner on. And I guess if you get intakes and regap your plugs and then do this other map, you can bump it up even more to 100 wheel horsepower. So it's going to be crazy because the car is pretty quick as it is. But I mean, just throwing on a tuner, I mean, that's just a great thing about force-induced cars is just you can just tune them and just get so much more horsepower out of them. So, but that's the extent I'm gonna do, you know, as far as performance things, because I can just pop that off if I need to go back to the dealer. And cold air intakes, you know, hopefully they're not gonna give me a bunch of hassle about that. But definitely going to be doing a lot of visual mods with that car because the splitters they have for those cars they just make it look fantastic. It doesn't make it look like it was like added on. I don't know how to explain it, but like, you know, people add the charger splitters and stuff like that. I mean, it just looks like it was just slapped on. But the way that a lot of these splitters look on the Stinger, there's not even full splitters, just like kind of not winglets, but they just go on the corners of the car, and it actually makes it look like it was part of the car, just like a different factory version or something, which is really, really clean looking, and I really like it. You know, maybe a little lip spoiler, maybe a diffuser if I can find one that doesn't look too crazy, but I will be doing some visual mods. I like the wheels the way they are now, so don't have any plans with that for right now, especially since I'm having to buy wheels and tires for the SRT, and that's my main money pit. I can't have 2, but I figure I at least do those things. Anyway, and I will get a video of the Stinger out here too pretty soon. I just wanted to at least get this little update video out for you while I had some time to make it. Both cars are dirty, and I just didn't feel like washing them right now, and it's hot outside and getting out there and doing a video. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. If it's your first time swinging by, check out some of my other videos on the cars I have. Leave a like if you did, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.